Hi everyone, welcome back to Old Soul Podcast. My name is Bree, that's O-P-R-E-I. Thank you so much. I wanted to have a discussion, probably a brief one. I love my discussions. I sit and talk to myself out loud. Why not record them? Giving you something to think about as well. I wanted to talk about my journey into the world that is K-drama. First of all, I realize it is an unhealthy habit for me to binge watch and continuously spend all my free time indulging in K-drama. And I willingly will keep doing it. I have found that I prefer watching K-drama over almost any other type of drama. I don't really enjoy a lot of American shows. I think there are some that I do enjoy, but a lot of them are a lot older now, and I haven't watched in a long time, but I really do like New Girl. I really was into Orphan Black, stuff like that, and occasionally people will tell me about a new show and I'll try it, and if I like it, I'll watch it. And if I don't, I will just stop watching it. It's really a thing for me where if there's one too many filler episodes where literally nothing is going on, they could have cut that out of the episode, I will stop watching the show if I get into a filler episode, because I just cannot commit to all this time. I could watch a whole movie, get it done in at least 2 hours or so, and be done. Why would I sit here and watch at least an hour or half an hour of a show? 10 episodes, some of them can be 20 episodes a season, and commit to these characters and get filler episodes that just bore me to shit. I will literally stop watching the show. I am one of those people. Well, one thing happens, they kill off the wrong I'm not watching the show. They kill my character off, I'm not fucking watching it. So yeah, that's the type of viewer I am. Oh, tragic. And so, yeah, I've been watching K-dramas for, I wouldn't say that long. I started watching in the fall of 2016, so I would have been in college. College was hectic and constantly changing. I went to college out of state, so that was sort of a different experience, and being the oldest, and it was a lot. It was worth it for me, but that's because I wanted to be there and I got to study what I liked, and I'm still trying to find a way into the industry that I want, which is a whole other story, and I might maybe one day make a video about that. But yeah, I don't know how this turned into a should I go to college, should I not go to college thing, but I don't want to make it seem like college is the end all be all for life, and I also don't want to make it seem like it's not important for those that find it important. It's really just up to you. And yeah, so anyway, college was insane, and so I would do what most people do and find some form of escapism, and that was K-drama. And specifically, it started with Goblin. Goblin. I think it came out in 2016 because that's when I was in college, and I started watching it that winter. And I also got really into K-pop. It wasn't that I didn't know what K-pop was. I had heard about 21 and Big Bang before. I just didn't really fall into the deep dive of Mamamoo and Red Velvet and GOT7. Everyone had heard of Psy, and obviously now especially everyone knows about BTS, but even then I have a habit of trying not to have a bias or idolizing people, which is kind of ironic because they're idols, most of them. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation too. Anyway, it was just a black hole of me just falling deeper and deeper and deeper willingly, and a lot, depending on the group and the style and their comeback and what they were doing for that comeback, yeah. So I was into it. Still am into it. And Goblin is where I started. Goblin literally is one of those shows where I can watch a million times and never get tired of it. And it's a great story. I think the only thing, and I'm not going to go into too many detail, I think you should just like look up Goblin Korean drama and you'll find it pretty quickly. But, and like 2016 should be the date too, because I know sometimes the titles can be different according to like translation, and sometimes there's just like different titles in general, right? It's all the details. But anyway, I really love the story, mostly because it allowed me to not think about all the terrible things that I was going through and how sad I was. But I always just love being able to have a moment and a breather that isn't just sleeping and relaxing, but falling into a story and falling hard. I think the only thing that I can think of that I don't love about Goblin, and I'm starting to just like not like in general, although it wasn't really how I felt about it at that time, is the sort of trope, which K-drama has like all these like weird tropes, but it's not something that isn't in regular shows. It's just, you know, they're annoying. Like, I hate the million different umbrella scenes with like the guy holding the umbrella. Like, okay, I guess that's cute, but like when you see it a million times, it's really just annoying. I don't know, it annoys me. And then Aegyo like acting cute, that's like not really my style, and I think that's maybe more of a personal opinion. Okay. And then the poor girl marrying the CEO guy, that is cringy. I cannot. And again, a lot of this I could definitely see in like any show ever, and like maybe just in like a slightly different way. But I just cannot do it. Like, I'm trying not to watch shows that have those tropes or have too much of that in the drama, but sometimes it's like inescapable. And if you watch K-dramas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, Goblin. I don't like the thing where like they come back in time or like centuries later to find their lost love. Like, I think in my head, and kind of from a story writer's point of view, like that's kind of cute, and I could see how that would work for having something to talk about when you're like setting up scenes and you have a lot of fleshing out to do for their background. But you know, you could definitely make a lot of episodes about that if you're just like, oh, he's like centuries old, but he only looks like he's 30, and he's gonna be with this girl who's like 20, and it's long lost love reincarnated. Like, it works, but it's just kind of gross thinking about, you know, the same with like Twilight and everything. It's just like, dude, the guy's literally 200, and just because he doesn't look like he's 200 doesn't take away the actual fact. And even though this isn't really fact because it's like fiction, it's still, you know, ill, right? So like that's the only thing about Goblin that I feel like I really don't like about it now, but I still really do like the drama. I think that's the only thing I would change. I don't know how you would, because that's like a huge part of the fucking plot, but it's fucking, yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I'm debating about. And just like every good thing, you have to find something bad because nothing is perfect. And it's not that you have to search for something negative or something bad. It's just like being constructive is good, and that's just something that pops up for me. There's like a cute, I guess, bromance in there too, and they kind of have like powers, and it's cute. Okay, it's cute, it's sad, it's funny, it's everything. I'm gonna keep watching it, I'm sure. And I just sort of wanted to note some other K-dramas that I keep going back to because they're damn good and you should watch them. And I'm not really going to get into detail on those. I really just wanted to talk about Goblin because that's where I started watching K-drama, like, repetitively and consistently. And it's just been fucking skyrocketing since there. Like, I can't even pin down how many I've seen. I've seen a lot of really good ones, okay ones, bad ones, just like any show. A lot of good shows, a lot of bad shows, a lot of okay shows, a lot of I just want to get through my day shows, right? Okay. So my Ajusshi with IU is a fucking must watch. You need to watch that. Sorry about the noise. My neighbors are kind of loud. I'm saying kind of, but they're actually incredibly loud. And then there's a show called Oh My Ghostess or Oh My Ghost. Really good. I'm trying to think of some other ones off of the top of my head, but those are the only ones that I can think of that are just so good and that I've watched at least more than 3 times. And I've watched Goblin like more than 5 times. So, like all the way through beginning to end. So, those are like my top 3 that I keep going back to. There's definitely a lot of other ones. I think like Age of Youth or something. It might be different. I think that was actually on Netflix too. Age of Youth. There's like 2 seasons. Very good. There's a bunch of like Korean films that I really enjoy as well. But I can't think of one specifically off the top of my head. I didn't really prepare for the film aspect of it. And I don't want to give you one that's like not super good. But yeah, this is my little spiel about K-dramas, how I started, what I'm doing now, getting more into K-dramas. I still see myself getting more into K-dramas. I would really like to learn another language, and I feel like because I watch so much Korean cinema and just Korean media, that learning Korean would be great. I'm also just super interested in traveling to like China, maybe like southern China, not so much like the cities, Japan, or you could even like, Vietnam, Thailand. I'm really interested in those locations. Hong Kong, yeah, that'd be awesome. So yeah, I really would like to learn another language, and I think it's really cool to watch film and shows from other countries. You can learn about other cultures through things like that, but obviously being there and being around the culture and speaking the language and living that experience is not the same as seeing everything on screen ever. And you don't want to become a person that's like, oh, I really like this culture, but like you don't really know anything outside of the shows and stuff. Of course that stuff brings you in. There's nothing wrong with that to a certain extent. It's just you get into the point where you want to appreciate cultures, not over glamorize or appropriate. That's the worst. So yeah, but it definitely, watching films and media just from other cultures definitely makes me want to push myself this coming year on learning another language, and definitely scheduling a time to travel and being more comfortable with change. So yeah, that was my spiel about K-dramas, and I hope that you think about some K-dramas that you love, K-drama or Korean films, and maybe how you started watching K-dramas. Was it Coffee Prince? Okay, I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah, just let me know. Thanks, I'll leave you with that.